Hello and welcome back to the channel, it's me, Lewis, and today we'll be continuing the Rimworld run. Last episode was fairly uneventful. We're just working on resupplying the ship. Speaking of, we do need to start by making sure we have a surplus of wood. So we'll start with that. I know it's something I say a lot, but you kind of need that when you don't have a hydroponics bay, something I should have probably set up a long time ago. So we're going to work on that first, the wood that is, and then we'll get started on the main thing I want to do today, which is the rooms. I'm hoping I'm not going to have any resolution issues today with the video. I did last episode. So we'll see how things go today. An area was revealed at the end of last episode, but it just seems like it was a small rock hollow. Sienna has a shooting frenzy inspiration, which is okay. It may or may not come into use, but we'll see about that. I think I'm gonna leave these two in the same position as well. We have a decent amount of graphite panels, so I could get started soon on getting these new rooms. Sam has a taming inspiration, and we get a new quest. Intellectual level 10, that's all we know, and he's 42. How far away, and is there anything interesting? Not really. How long do we have? 12 days. We could get the shuttle made, but we have to do research for that, I think. Yeah. Transport pod, then shuttle. I think we'll work on those researchers then. And then we'll just wait on the wood before starting some more ship upgrades. Okay, most of the wood has been hauled aboard. Tree does need to be tended to. Oh, it looks like she had a fight with Kiko. And then we have a good amount of steel, and we have a lot more to haul, as well as some more to mine. That's not really an issue now. I'll hold that in just because more steel. And then we can open this up and start working on some more parts of the ship. I'm not going to go too heavy on how many panels I'm putting down at once, just so Lane can keep up. Sam has become pregnant. I had actually been looking at her a moment ago because she was still on void pregnancy chance, and I've been looking at her kids, and the first of them is very close to being an adult. So the first of the colony-born children will start becoming adults soon. And then we'll have even more contribution to the workload. And then the youngest is 5. So it has been some time since a childbirth. We'll have Rinnick equip a excellent quality assault rifle. And I'm also going to assign them to hunt. Oh no, they already are. That's good. I have some pretty big plans for Rinnick. I feel like they could be a very useful soldier with their already decently high shooting stat and the fact that they have a minor passion. It will allow them a higher level of growth compared to other colonists that came to us later. Okay, that is one room. Can we get another room here, or do we just put a stockpile there? I think maybe we have an open stockpile. We'll see how big the space is. We need some more meat, and there is a bear nearby, so I'm gonna have Lane and a couple of others deal with it. They are fairly tanky, so I don't want to send someone by themselves. Obviously, it's going to go and chase tree down, so we'll have her turn around and kill it. I thought Sam might have stole the kill there. Right, also, I do want to start... I think what I'm gonna do, instead of double layering the ship, because I'd have to move around, like everything, just to get, enough radius to do a double layer, I think I'm gonna single layer the parts that can't go any further, and then I'll use uranium to double layer it. But on the single layer parts, I'm gonna use uranium as well. Speaking of which, I'm going to check if there's any on the map. As what I'm gonna do is probably gonna use a lot. Okay, it doesn't seem like there is. That's fine, we won't use all of it immediately, but it'll be something to think about. And then I'll just put it at a position where I can easily remember. If I make it unsymmetrical here, then I'll be able to remember. I had been thinking of making like a barracks here. But I could do the material scanner here, the shuttle here, and then moving these things into different areas would allow me to put like a armor barracks here. An armory here, I mean, and then another one here, like split ones for weapons and armor. I keep saying barracks when I mean armory for some reason. The rice is done, and we get an exotic goods trader. We should be able to trade for a decent amount of stuff with them, and we still have the components to haul in as well, so I might stop giving additional workout until that is done. Except hunting, we need to do that, so I'm gonna queue up 2 more muffalos. I can't select tree. Right, I'm gonna have tree trade with the trader. We're gonna buy another book. We'll buy all of the books we can that aren't related to anomaly. And then the coagulator could be so good. Especially on like a really useful soldier. It costs a lot of money though. Crafter is back to sculpture making though, which is great. So if we sell the gold and the excellent sculptures, I've also noticed from the last map, I hadn't been paying attention. Like, I mean, I've been seeing them drop, but I had no idea we had so many elephant tusks. So I'm gonna sell those as well. I just want to see like how much that increases it by. Basically, like 1,550. That's pretty insane. So we've done that. We can. What else can we get rid of? I kind of want to use the Silent Neuroformer. I'm not gonna lie. If I buy all of their plasteel, that puts me at a fairly decent level. We haven't used the bioferrite, so I'll sell that. And then if we purchase the coagulator, we still have nearly 2k silver. A Muffalo does decide to take revenge. I think Emily will be able to deal with it by herself. It depends how injured it is. Yep. Almost everyone can deal with attacking animals by themselves now, up to about Muffalo strength. So the everyone in the colony is now decently reliable in terms of fighting. But we could make Grey and Crafter considerably stronger. We just need to be willing to put the resources in plasteel-wise to make that happen. I do have another celebration to do actually, which probably needs to be done soon. True Advent 6th. I'm pretty sure it's 9 days, so if we do it tomorrow, it should give some time to haul the resources aboard. Okay, so I was wondering why hauling had stopped, and we have run out of space. So I am going to do the celebration, and then get to work on clearing some of that space by building more things in the ship. And it is a unforgettable True Advent, so plus 10 for 6 days. This should hopefully stop any mental breaks from happening, although there are a few people who are fairly close, so it might not be enough. We're gonna build out a fairly big section of the ship on the right hand side. Devil Strand is finished, although we won't have time to grow any on this map. A solar flare occurs, and speaking of power, I am going to get to making some more chem fuel generators. I'm gonna make 2 here, and then I think I'm going to make a small shelving area as well. As it's in a corridor though, I may assign this to be a certain material, and then the chem fuel can be stored somewhere else. Oh yeah, and with the gravelite panels being manufactured at a fairly decent pace, we have gone through almost all of the spare Oh no, we have gone through all the spare Vaxstone chunks. So we only have the 1,650 units that have already been made up. With those two chem fuel generators online, we should have plenty of power now. To the point where it doesn't really matter what we build. At least, nothing too crazy. A couple of rooms should be nothing for the new power, though. A manhunter pack does spawn, and it's 16 grizzlies. We should have no issues with this, though. We will have the colonists head back aboard the ship. I do need to find Kiko his weapon. I'm not sure if it was dropped outside or not, because I wasn't paying attention when Trey and Kiko were fighting. If it's aboard the ship, it's being put away, but we will look for as good a quality a weapon as we can give him. I do want him to be a long-range fighter though, so an assault rifle would be ideal. The best I can find is good for now. So we'll have him equip that, and then have him join the others. The door is going to be held open, and then as normal, Crafter and Grey will melee block. No one's been caught out, which is also good. And we just need to make sure that no one is going to be in a spot where they're going to get hit, other than Grey and Crafter. Grey takes a massive hit all at once, and they have kind of pushed through. Yeah, I'm not sure what that was about. Grey kind of took like 7 hits in one go. He, in like one tick, he went from full health to like 2/3 health gone. So that was pretty scary. And like a couple of them like jumped through past the colonists as well, which I'm not sure why that happens. So I should probably look into that. I don't think it's something that happens too often, but it can be annoying when it does. Okay, so I am prioritizing hauling of the corpses first, so no one gets lung rot. We do have plenty of medicine to deal with it, and the saturation shouldn't progress at a rate where it would kill anyone. But I just don't want to waste medicine for no reason, especially considering that we didn't grow any on this map, and that we don't have an absolute ton. So we do need to be somewhat mindful with it. That being said, I am going to harvest any that is close by, as I hadn't really remembered to, because quite a few of the maps we've been to in recent history have not provided hill route. So we'll grab about 20-25 units and hope that we don't have issues harvesting it. Cleaning up after the bears is already done, and we can start getting back to work on the ship again. And then I am also going to make a new vac barrier area in this section. I am expecting it to be broke into a decent amount. Just because of the sheer amount of fire that will be coming towards the entrances. So if the shield were to go down, this area is gonna be penetrated at least somewhat often, I feel like. So being able to protect the rest of the ship against a potential breach is going to be very important. I'm actually considering bringing this wall back and having a super thin corridor. Mostly because we still have a lot of space in the middle of the ship, and we can still push another extender back this way and over here. If we really wanted to, we could bring an extender this way as well. But yeah, I need to think about getting some static defenses for the ship. It's been something we haven't had for a lot less time than we should have. And it's going to make raids way easier to deal with as well, because some of them have been rough. Oh, the research bench isn't on. I'd forgotten about that. That can be turned on, because we have the power to do that now. That explains why research was being done so slowly. And then we'll get that room carpeted. And then, do we have any turrets? We can put some turrets down. The only issue is we need to put them down in a way where they're not gonna blow up and destroy each other. But I also don't want to limit their firing angles as well. So this is likely gonna have to go. We don't need a triple wall. So if we do 2 turrets, and then like that, and then if we have a double, yeah, and then if we have that, we can put a larger gun here. The only issue is it's not gonna have power potentially. We could bring this forward, but I'm not sure if it's gonna affect this corner or not. I'll destroy that shelf and see what we can do. Okay, we have lost the corner, which means this needs to come in by 1. And if we do that, we have regained the corner. So we'll just do that. This can remain a thin corridor though. We can't even put in the gun emplacement yet. I just want to know where we can put it in. Yeah, the next thing we need to do is another room. So if we do that, this is gonna be a weak point, so I'm gonna get another panel in there, and we'll fill that with uranium. Oh, and we also need to end the corridor as well. Right, and then power and light need to come to this new section. Most of the power is already sorted. I am gonna have it loop around somewhat. If this wire gets destroyed at all, then we have a couple of backups that can power the turrets, which is fine. I do need lights in these rooms though, which I'd forgotten to do. And then also the lights in these 2 rooms have been broken due to tantrums. That seems to be happening a lot on this side. Like, that's the second time in, like, the last couple of episodes, like, where I've pointed out. Next we need to make beds, though. High quality ones. So we'll do that outside where we can manage it somewhat more efficiently. We are going to make an absolute ton of them, though. And then I am going to make some double beds as well, and we'll get to work on that after we assign the best builders. 14, 15. I think we'll just stick with lips. We'll just have to remember to assign the others back. We'll start getting work done on that now. With the amount of steel that I'm gonna use, I am hoping that some of our colonists are gonna start mining again soon. There is a raid of children from the Pigskin faction. A lot of them have guns, but quite a few have only grenades or melee weapons. So we could stand... I'm not sure if I want to stand in the open, actually. I mean, we have 2 turrets that could bait them, potentially. Otherwise, we'll just have to keep moving back. We'll see. They are coming in slightly staggered, so this could be a free half a dozen kills. If we can get them all before they get in range. We're gonna get our snipers in good cover though, and then we're gonna move all of our other colonists further back. Crafter, what are you doing? Target him, please. Oh no. Okay, Crafter takes some pretty bad damage. Target. Move back. we keep the fire up until we make sure that they pose no more threat. And then we look to rescue our downed. It was only salmon crafter this time, although we did take a fair few hits across the board. It seems the raiders did drop a small amount of medicine, although it won't be enough to heal our wounds. There is a large amount of Nutrimine they dropped though, so that will reinforce the medicine that they are going to cause us to use. That will mean that we won't have to make any more for a while. And then Lips does start to make some masterwork beds. I'm not seeing any guns that are great, but I am probably going to allow most of it, as we can smelt a lot of it down for additional steel. We do have Crafter's Longsword though, which we do need to grab back. Yeah, that raid didn't turn out to be too bad. The turrets were a good bait for taking a fair few of them out of range early on. And we even had Strick and Sienna, I believe it was, who managed to take one of the raiders down. Tree does have a mental break due to killing a couple of children in the raid. Tree has a mental break due to killing a couple of the raiders. That's fair enough, considering the type of raiders they were. This is probably gonna be a fairly negative mood for a lot of colonists for the next couple of days. Sadly, we don't have any festivals to help deal with that. Crafter's hemogen is fairly low, so I'm gonna have some blood packs extracted, mostly from the children for the time being. Tree is an idiot, and again has caused a fire with hitting Chemfuel, so we are going to have a number of colonists gather to quickly deal with that. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm pretty sure that's the second time this series she's done that now. I normally build a vault for my Chemfuel so I can stop people from doing that, but I don't have the space to do that. Like, one, because we don't have the space right now, and two, because space is limited on the ship anyway. So, like, just being able to do that is difficult enough. Right. Next order of business, though, is hunting down some more animals again. I figured out why this still hasn't been mined. The rocks have... The regular stone has appeared in a formation where we can't actually get through without mining it. So I need to do that. That kind of delayed us a bit. I was wondering why that hadn't been mined for so long. I thought there may have been some issues with error assignment. I even checked it, but no. Transport pods are researched, and we can work on the shuttle. I'm pretty sure that the rescue will be too little too late. However, the fort was put in. Right, Crafter is still down. Oh, he lost a leg. Damn. That's the first time I've ever seen a Sangrophage lose a limb. Mostly due to this. I guess we are gonna have to get his right leg attached, or a new one. The mechanoids make themselves known, and we have 12 days to evacuate before they arrive. Something I plan on doing long before that. Crafter's operation has been successful, and as soon as he is awake, I am going to have him enter death rest. It has been a little while since I've used it, but while I can remember, I am going to have Lane use his ability. He makes 75 uranium, and that should be good for funding the armoring of the ship. Lips continues with his making of furniture, a fair few of which are going to need to be deconstructed, as they didn't meet the quality requirements I was looking for. I've remembered that Jensen had a prosthetic arm that was supposed to be installed, but the operation failed, so I'm going to get that done now as well. Right, it is dropping a little bit, but it also seems like the chem fuel powered generators being spread out so much is also keeping the ambient temperature of the ship around low 20s. So it may be something that we want to get some callers to fix. If we can keep an ambient temperature just from chem fuel generators though, if we can put a couple of vents in the right spots where they won't ever get attacked, then we have a permanent stable temperature that we don't have to worry about ever again. Which would be amazing. There is an eclipse. And the steel is being hauled in from nearby. The colony gets muscle parasites, although it's only on Kiko. While I do feel a bit bad for them getting diseases all the time, it's much better than multiple people getting it. So I can deal with that. It luckily is the type that can be tended to faster depending on the tend qualities. But Kiko is fairly resilient anyway, and hasn't caused too many problems for the colony, especially in terms of metal breaks. So I'm prepared to give them quite a bit of leniency. Lips finishes the construction of the furniture and will now work on deconstructing it. Jensen has an insane ramblings mental break, but with nothing to do for the time being, that's not too much of an issue. Everything has now been hauled back aboard the ship, and once we have recovered the steel from the beds we no longer need, we can start moving out. I am going to assign some of the new beds to their rooms and start assigning colonists to rooms as well. We do also need the sculptures to be placed in certain individuals' rooms, and I already have an idea for one of the bedrooms. With the Masterwork Sculpture and Masterwork Bed in place, we can assign this room to Tree. With no jealous people in the colony, this should be great in ensuring that she has the best room and the best mood possible. Okay, no, Lips is jealous, never mind. This is gonna be Lips's room. Tree's room will be the next best quality. I was pretty sure we didn't have a jealous person. I'm just gonna double check we don't have to. Okay, with basically everything on the map done, I'm gonna end the episode here. I'm not sure where I want to go yet, so I'll take the time between this recording. I'm not sure where I want to go yet, so I'll take the time between this episode and the next to decide that. But for now though, thank you for watching. I hope you're enjoying the series so far. If you are, please consider liking the video and subscribing. Thank you again, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.